A group of women on Wednesday stormed major streets in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, to protest against the imposition of a state of emergency in the state. This comes as the president of such protests in less than a week, demanding the restoration of suspended Governor Sim Fubara. The women under the aegis of Rivers Women Unite prayer group, all clad in red, called for an end to what they say was an unconstitutional state of affairs in the state. They held placards with inscriptions such as, "Bring back Governor Fubara, Rivers State economy suffers under IBAS." Well, we are now being joined by former chairman of Eleme local government area of River State, Brian Gokpa, to discuss the council administration in the state since the state of emergency, as well as to give an assessment of the sole administrator's impact on the effort to restore order in the state. You're welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like us to begin with the protests that we just saw, the women all clad in red. We also understood there was some unrest with regards to how this protest was carried out, knowing fully well that there was a similar protest in support of the sole administrator that was able to go on in somewhat peacefully, to say the least. How would you assess the disparity in how these two protests were handled, as well as the sole administrator's decision to appoint what some people might call smaller sole administrators in other sectors of the state?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Well, the women that protested on Wednesday shows the reflection of the Rivers people. So the women came out to express their dissatisfaction on the purported declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, which is, you know, that is very unconstitutional for anybody to remove a sitting governor, elected governor, a governor that was elected by Rivers people. Rivers State people gave Sim Fubara the mandate to preside over the affairs of Rivers State for 4 years. The mandate the Rivers people have given to a governor is for 4 years. But unfortunately, some desperate politicians has misinformed Mr. President in declaring this state of emergency. We are aware that Mr. President is a true Democrat. It is on record that in this country, during the military era, Mr. President was one of those who actually fought for the restoration of democracy in Nigeria against the military. He's a man of courage, so he's a true Democrat. The issue here is that Mr. President was misinformed by those who are bent to grab the political structure and economic fortune of the state by all costs. So it is a desperation by those who didn't mean well for the Rivers State people. So what you saw on Wednesday is the reflection of the people's position with respect to the declaration of a state of emergency. The women came out to protest against the injustice meted against Rivers State people. The Rivers State people are disconnected from the dividend of democracy. Rivers State, as it stands, is stagnant. Rivers State people, at it stands, it appears that the Constitution and democracy is suspended in Rivers State. So we, as Rivers State people, we are not happy about these injustices meted against us.
All right, we certainly hear you. This is something, part of what you gave as your response is something that we've heard a couple of times now. And I'd like to ask the basis for that statement. We often hear that the president was misinformed, that he's a true Democrat. On what basis do you think that the president was acting based on misinformation? Because he is, in fact, the president and should have access to the information that he needs to make such a decision. So how do you know that this was an act based on misinformation, or if this was one that was based on the information that might not be accurate to you but might seem accurate to him?
Well, you see, we are Rivers State people. We are I was elected chairman of Eleme Local Council. Before then, I was a caretaker chairman appointed by the governor. So everybody knows, and it is on record that prior to the declaration of a state of emergency, Rivers State was peaceful. It was peaceful. So we know that there was no reason that would warrant such declaration. So that's why we are saying that we know that there are desperate politicians from Rivers State who has gone to misinform the president about the state of affairs of things. Rivers State was peaceful before the declaration of state. Our governor we have is a very peaceful man. At every forum, he emphasizes the need to maintain peace. I was caretaker chairman. During our time when we appointed, Wiki supporters said our appointment was illegal. They forced us to the point that they even burned down our secretariats. The crisis, the violence in Rivers State is sponsored by Wiki's supporters. You can judge in the present time now. The solo administrator went ahead to appoint administrators for the local government council. That appointment was a ploy to cause more violence in Rivers State so that they can have justification for the state of emergency. But you can see that the governor, after the Supreme Court judgment, asked the chairman to hand over to the head of local government administration, which we did. There's no violence in Rivers State today is because of the governor has asked us to maintain peace. Before this time, there have been a lot of violence in Rivers State. We were a local government election held on the 5th October last year. We are sorting on the 6th. On the 7th, where we are supposed to resume duties in the various councils, Wiki supporters went down, burned down councils because they don't want us to assume our duties. So you can now see that even when Supreme Court have said that appointments of any form to manage the affairs of local government are illegal, they're illegal. But the administrator went ahead, even when there is a judge, court order he went ahead to appoint. So, but you can see now Rivers is peaceful because the governor has asked his supporters to maintain peace. So there was no justification for the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State.
All right.
It is uncalled for. It's injustice to Rivers State people.
All right. How would you assess so far? Because
Yes.
everything you've said is what I would say. You've voiced the sentiments of a lot of people, basically, to say that this is a complete injustice. But moving forward, what do you think lies ahead for the people of Rivers State in Nigeria, considering the fact that as much as it's been said that this should not have been put in place in the first place, nothing seems to be happening. As opposed to that, conversations are now coming up with regards to the sole administrator's performance so far. So it almost seems as if, lots of people are moving on from the conversation as to whether or not it is constitutional or not. So what would you say the future lies or holds for the people of Rivers State under the sole administrator for the tenure of his administration, as well as, his performance so far? How would you assess it, considering that this is technically what is now the new normal for the people of Rivers?
Well, like I've said before, there's no future for Rivers State people under the sole administrator. There's no future. If you talk about performance, now it is said that his duty is to restore peace in Rivers State. Now the question is that what approach has the sole administrator adopted to restore back peace? He has not done anything. Rather, he's causing more. He's trying to cause more problems to the issue. Now, take for instance now. It was alleged that oil facilities were bombed. By tomorrow also, it's going to be a month he resumed duty. Has he visited those areas that were allegedly bombed? He has not. Instead, you see that it is very glaring that he's here to dismantle the governor's political structure. What business does he have to go and dissolve the RISEC, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission? What business does he have to go and form a new RISEC? You can see that he's going, by what he's doing, it's very obvious that he has a script that is playing. And most times, Mr. President is not aware that he's not aware of most of his actions. If not, what's the essence of dissolving boards or political appointment that was made by the governor? Is the administrator elected? The Rivers people didn't elect the sole administrator. He doesn't have the mandate of the Rivers people. But the way it's going, as if he is elected governor of our state. So If he's here to restore peace, what approach has he put in place? Over the weekend, I saw where he met some youth bodies that is loyal to Minister of FTC. What's he trying to say? Is he trying to instigate more problems, or is he here to resolve the alleged crisis that they think we have? We don't have any problem with Rivers. Rivers is a peaceful place. So the sole administrator is here for political reason. It's not here to, there's no crisis for you to come and restore. Restore what? If he's here to restore crisis, he has not visited any of those sites that he feels that the oil facility that was bombed. It is unfortunate that this kind of thing is happening in Nigeria. Now, you know, it took us a very long time to fight military regime rule in Nigeria. But look at now, what are they trying to say by declaring state of emergency in Rivers State? They're trying to say that the military has the solutions to serious issues. So that's why they have brought a military man, giving where military have left power for a very long time, making them to be relevant and making them to be aware and raising their consciousness. So it is most unfortunate. It is most unfortunate.
All right.
Now you recall that
No, go on, please.
Yes. Now you recall that in the 90s, when the Arab uprising started, it started from Tunisia in response to anti-government policies and economic stagnations. Later, it now spread to other North African countries, Libya, Morocco, and Algeria, even to some Arab Asian countries. You know, so the people of Rivers State, if you see, for the first week, 2-3 weeks that this emergency was declared, Rivers people everybody was in the house, but you can see there is awareness. Women, everybody is angry. If care is not taken, it will get to the point where the people, nobody can control the people again. Even the governor, his excellency, cannot say the people will come out to express their grievances. Rivers State is caged. It's most unfortunate. Let's benefit from democracy, dividend of democracy. The governor have done well within a year and some months in office. The achievement of the governor so far supersedes anything anybody has done for the past 8 years, for the period of a month, a year and some months. So I think people are scared of the profile of the governor, his achievement and all that. So we are using this medium as Rivers people to call on the Mr. President to reinstate our governor so that we will benefit from the dividend of democracy. Rivers State is stagnant as it stands now. Rivers State is caged. It's not we have not done anything to get this. Rivers State we are not happy. Everything is stagnant. The sole administration, in as much as we are concerned, and in as much as Rivers State people are concerned, it does not have any duty doing their government house. Now he appointed a sole administrator who collected those names. How long have you spent in Rivers State to know those to man those offices? You can see that everything is politically motivated. All right, is politically motivated. They are bent. They are bent to take over political structure from the governor. Rivers State people will give our governor 4 years tenure, and we were sure that this tenure, this year completes. So we are calling using this medium to beg Mr. President to call him that please he should recycle his decision. Rivers State people are suffering. Let a few desperate politicians not frustrate or dim his political record. He is a true Democrat. We know what he did, like I've said before. He fought with some persons to ensure that democracy is restored in Nigeria. So